Welcome back, APDL, to the first game of Season 10. I'm the coach of the Gallivanting Glades, and this is kind of our weekly video for the Draft League games. Um, if you remember last season, or if you were watching last season, we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, as we needed, I think we needed Ryan to lose the game against Josh so that we could get into playoffs. That didn't happen. So he stopped us from getting to playoffs, which is unfortunate. However, Ryan did win the entire season. So he came in at, I believe he was a fourth seed from my division, and he played all the way till finals and defeated Noah in the championship. So I couldn't really, you know, hey, dude, chill. Um, very happy for him. That's very awesome. Congratulations, Ryan. If I haven't told you already, um, but very cool. So, you know, can't be too upset about it. But we're in here, season 10, our Team Rocket season. Things are a little different this season. We got teams pseudo randomly generated. We picked from packs, for 3 packs, and got 3 kind of random Pokemon each go around. So we have a pseudo random team, and I should probably read off my team in its entirety. I did not do a draft recap video, so I'll just have to tell you guys what I got. I will throw my team up on screen here in a few seconds too, but with the conclusion of the draft, we ended up with Kangaskhan as our partner, so he cannot be stolen. That was the one precise pick. The rest of them are the pseudo-random. So next up we have Sock, Pachirisu, and Tauros Paldea Aqua from Pack 1. So all really great. Palisand, Skuntank, and Fortress for our second pack. And then our third pack we got Houndoom, Kingler, and Swoobat. So aside from like Swoobat, everything on this team is really awesome. They're either just really great Pokemon overall, or they fill a really good certain niche, like Pachirisu. Just great for paralyzing stuff. And then I picked Kangaskhan as my partner, just because I thought he was cool, honestly. He does some good damage, he can tank some hits. He's bulky, so. But that leads us into our first week game. We got pinned up against the Cleveland Cloysters. He had some crazy games last season. He had some very creative sets. Definitely a top team. So it was exciting to get to play him for the first time in our first week. And I think I created a pretty cool team. Although, as we get into the replay viewer, I'll point out one major thing that I missed, and he definitely used that to his advantage. So first up on the team this week, we have our Kangaskhan. He's kind of a offensive set. He has a Power Herb and Skull Bash, so that he can use that and get a defense gain and a huge amount of damage out in one turn. Normally you'd have to wait for the second turn to do any damage. Then he has Fake Out, Body Slam, and Drain Punch just for some moves. Next up, we got Pachirisu. This dude's job is just to paralyze stuff. Super Fang is to get some good damage in on some of his bulky mons. I should say what his team was as well. So on the Cleveland Cloyster side of things, he has Farafirig. I think that's how you say it. Cloyster, Galvantula, Leopard, Toxicroak, Altaria, Solrock, Scolipede, Lopunny, and Dugtrio Alola. So he's got some pretty good threats. He's got some things that can be kind of bulky. I think Dugtrio has like pretty solid defenses. Cloyster obviously has like a 180 base stat defense. So Super Fang is really nice to chunk through some of those threats without just doing damage. So that's Pachirisu. Next up, we got the Reddit mod Swoobat. Special attacker, nothing crazy. He's got Nasty Plot. His simple ability lets him kind of double up on the bonus he gets from that. So instead of going to +2, he goes to +3. So Giga Drain, Psychic, and Air Slash. just to stab moves and Giga Drain for some recovery. Then we got our Fortress, our defensive wall, and our Spinner. Literally nothing crazy here. It's just what he is. Actually, he's specially defensive, but he's bulky. It's Fortress. Then we got Skuntank. We have Crunch, Sucker Punch for some priority, Incinerate, and Trailblaze. Now, Farafarig has Kudchu, so Incinerate burns up berries, so I thought that would be a cool bring. And then Skuntank is also super specially defensive this week, so I think, I don't remember exactly what I was calcing. I think it was to take hits from Farafarig since it has pretty high special attack, but he also soaks up some other special attacks really, really well. And then the next, I think either the most exciting or the second most exciting set of the week is our Wet Cow, our Tauros Paldea Aqua. He has this berry that... Cat, stop it. He has a berry that gives him +1 attack when he drops below 25% health, but because of his ability, he gets to proc that twice. And then I have him built super bulky and super defensive. So this guy's job is just to take hits from Cloyster, even if he is Shell Smash. And then he has Substitute, Bulk Up, Wave Crash, and Close Combat, which is really nice. Wave Crash and Close Combat, both stab moves, and then Substitute. If we're up against the Cloyster, we can put sub up, and none of his multi-hitting moves will break sub, so he'll be protected behind that. And then bulk up if we want to set up even further, or if our berry has not procced yet. Or we can just start hitting damaging moves. So that is the team all around. I think this is one of the most fun and creative teams I've built in a way. However, as we get into the game, I did make a slight oversight in team prepping. So we will just hop to the replay viewer, and there we go. All right. So here's my team. He brought Farafarig, Galvantula, Cloyster, Lopunny, Dugtrio Alola, and Altaria. Ooh, Altaria. I'm just going to say now, I did not bring a super effective move for Altaria. That is the big spoiler. So I'm just going to let this play. He starts off with Galvantula. I lead with Fortress. We both do our hazards, and then I go for a rapid spin right after he volt switches out, which is nice. So I get rid of sticky webs, and then I throw in P-Dub since he has the Cloyster out, and he actually had rapid spin on Cloyster, which is cool. I didn't know he got that. So he switches Cloyster out to Altaria, and I bring in Pachirisu, thinking I can Hyper Fang it, paralyze it, and then Volt Switch out, and Discharge should do okay damage since it's neutral. But he goes for Cotton Guard. I was not prepared for that. He switches out, seeing a Nuzzle, and then that hits into Dugtrio Alola, doesn't do anything, and I Hyper Fang it. He sets up Stealth Rocks, and then hits us with an Iron Head. Gets rid of our balloon. I just went for a second Super Fang there. And then here we get out, seeing a Earthquake coming. And Tauros eats that pretty well. And then Altaria comes back in, eats up a Close Combat. And then I believe this is where the pain begins. Okay, he does Roar first. I think he sets up another Cotton Guard here pretty soon. Yeah. So, he has a Cotton Guard up. I have nothing specially effective. Swoobat can do some decent damage to him, but it's not enough to get anywhere, and Altaria does, I think, 2 shots Swoobat. So I have to have something die to get Swoobat in and try to kill this thing. And Swoobat is also only doing decent damage to Altaria after Nasty Plot, so there's basically no way for me to 1 or even 2-shot this reliably at this point in the game. But he's also not doing a ton of damage to any of my mons. so it's very awkward. I'm gonna play this at hyper fast. It just goes on forever and is painful. Um, so definitely a large oversight in prepping and planning for the game. You should always have a super effective move for Mons on their team. That's a no-brainer. But just a mistake we made with being a little busier now with the job, but still a very easy thing that I should not have overlooked. So this goes on for like another 20 turns. Yeah, there's not much to say other than whoops, I guess. He did apologize, I think, in the chat, but I don't. It's a good strategy. I literally just should have prepped for it. So, but good on him for doing this. Honestly, Cotton Guard Altaria wasn't even something I remembered he got. So it is a very cool set to see. Although very painful to try to chip through. But we like seeing weird sets in draft. That's why it's fun, to be honest. Yeah, he eventually switches out, and then switches back into Altaria. I think he still has Roost up at this point too. Yeah, he still has 2 Roosts left. I think eventually he lets me kill something here. I don't know what I kill, to be quite honest with you, but yeah, not a super riveting game. But very well played by him. Okay, so we do kill Cloyster, and then I think, yeah, we go down, we lose 5-0. So yeah, not my greatest moment in APDL history. Maybe one of my worst as far as prepping. The team was super cool and creative. I just forgot to put something in there for Altaria. So very silly of me. But if I go to our report games, actually in our chat here in Showdown, he ended up with a 4-0, so he gets to protect 2 Mons. Since it's Team Rocket season, I get to steal a Pokemon at the end of the game since I lost. And he protected Galvantula and Cloyster. So I stole Altaria, so I get to steal one of his Mons that he brought in his 6 to the game, and I get to give him any one of my 10 Pokemon. So I decide to steal Altaria, since partly because it did so well against me, but also because I don't have a Dragon type. And my team is a little bit on the physical side of things as far as offense goes, so getting another thing in there that can special attack is nice. And then I left him Sock. And Sock is a great Pokemon, but my thinking there is I already have a fighting type with Tauros, Paldea Water. And Tauros is just, I think if I had to pick between the two of them, he's just better, in my opinion. He's more versatile. So yeah, I drop a fighting type that I had doubled up. I get a dragon type, and I get another thing that can do special attack. So I think I made the best possible switch or steal I could have, given the Mons he protected. And I think we dropped the best possible one. So definitely a thumbs up in terms of how we changed our team up this week. But we did a very poor job of prepping for one Pokemon, and it cost us the game in a big way. So going down 5-0 in the first week, not ideal, but we have 5 weeks to swing it back. So keep tuned in if you did. If you watched, thank you very much. Cleveland Cloysters, very good game, very solid team. It was very fun to play you. I didn't get to play you last season, so it was very cool. But if we do get a rematch, I will be coming back full swing. And then who do we play next week? Next week we play the Brooklyn Braviary, so I believe that is Measley's team. We also didn't get to play him last season, and he was also in playoffs. So it is going to be a very tough game again. But hopefully we'll prep a little better than we did this week, and we'll come out with a win next week. Fingers crossed. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next video.